Let's see here. I think we got our stream set up. No viewers. Oh well, whatever. I don't care. Hey guys. 5 minutes 30. We're gonna be streaming off GG Poker because I don't want to listen to the commentary and I can't watch it because I'm not in Vegas because whatsup.com won't let you spectate unless you're in Vegas or Nevada, which is super dumb. So today, again, we're going to be just talking about hands, um, eliminate all that other talk. I'm just kind of doing this for fun, guys. So you can always go to GG Poker or Doug's stream in order to um, get a little bit better commentary, maybe. But to eliminate any small talk, stick to the hands. That's what I'm going to be doing. Not a fan of those other commentators. And if you aren't either, this will probably be a better stream for you guys. Let's see here. Um, I wonder if I'm even allowed to stream other people's streams. That's legal. Whatever. Mm-hmm. 2 minutes. Hopefully, I wonder if they're gonna go over 2 hours today. Maybe not. Probably not. I think Daniel will want to review his session. Hmm. How do I even link to this? Hmm. Looks like we got two idiots on today at GG Poker. I'm sorry. No, I'm just not a fan of these guys. I don't know who the guy is on the right, but I think usually they get somebody who actually knows about poker. The guy on the left is a tournament player, and he likes talking about not the hands more than the hands themselves. So we'll just watch these guys talk until we'll listen in. How about that? I'll mute it. Actually, I hope everybody
Yes,
can.
this is a really big day.
Yeah, here we go.
For those of you who are just joining us, who are catching up to this challenge, two legendary poker people, Daniel
I'm gonna
Negreanu
be
and Doug Polk, have
streaming.
decided to battle for
Babe.
25,000 hands.
I'm gonna be streaming.
Heads up.
If you could close
And
the
Ricky, this is your format. You're, maybe not specifically a heads up, but you play deep stack cash games for a lot of money on the internet all the time. This is your bread and butter.
Absolutely. I started off playing a lot of six max cash games, ran it up from literally 1 cent, 2 cent, all the way up to some of the highest stakes that's available to me. And yeah, heads up, definitely a very fun format. There's nowhere to hide, as most people like to say. You're in there, you're battling, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nowhere to hide, indeed. And
Greatest.
round two, it looked like Daniel Negreanu didn't have many places to hide. Let's sum up the results. So the first time these guys played, they played 200 hands of live poker. And boy, Daniel came away strong. He won 117,000 as the underdog to the match. As a Daniel fan, I was excited. His fans were excited. But then we jumped online on Friday, and my goodness, that did not go Daniel's way. He took a big loss. Doug Polk won $218,000 in that Friday session. So summed up, in total, they played 624 hands, and Daniel is down $101,000. It's a big day, especially if you're a Daniel Negreanu fan. You're really looking for him to show some pep in his step. It looked like he had a bit of a tough session. And guess what? Might as well jump into the action. Doug Polk has sat down as well. Here we go, man. Here we go.
All right,
Let's
guys.
do it.
Let's do this indeed. Okay, so Ricky, what are your thoughts on the play that happened?
All right. Glad they're sitting on the same side today, comparatively. And we're gonna go ahead and mute their stream. Okay. Daniel's down 100,000. And again, guys, we are just streaming off of GG Poker's stream, so you can head over there if you want to watch them. But I'm not a fan of their commentary, so that's why I'm doing this today. So we could just stick to the action and nothing else. That's what I'm a fan of, not people talking. What's up? I don't have my camera on. What's up? Sure, sure. Thanks. All right. Still stalling out a little bit. They actually started early the other day, like 8 minutes early. Here we go. Doug is finally sitting down. I think they also sat on the wrong side of the table, so hopefully they're just double checking. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do is provide commentary and then analysis where I can stick it in. DNegs is sticking with the 1K raise as per normal, 2.5x, whereas Doug will be raising to about 910, which he does. Everything's standard so far. We get a call from Doug on the right-hand side. Daniel 3-bets on the left-hand side. Very quick 3-bet. When somebody does this so early in the match, you give them a little bit less credibility. Obviously, when you're playing somebody uh, for a lot of hands, um, it's not as important that they did it early or late because you already have a read on them. On the right-hand side, it goes for a check raise, which I think that is going to be a little bit more effective to that small continuation bet by Daniel. We didn't see that too much, as Doug likes to call, uh, to balance out his range. We get another 3-bet by Daniel. Quick fold by Doug. 3-4 spot bet on the left-hand side. So DNegs has a small bet and a large bet that he mentioned that he sticks to. Another 3-bet on the right-hand side. So a lot of aggression so far from both these guys. I think we're going to see some stacks get in fairly quickly when you're raising this much. Pre-flop, that is. Left-hand side, Doug made the call and then went check on the turn. River bets about 3/4 pot when that 10 comes in. So basically he's repping what, a pocket pair. He's saying he is bluffing, but he's trying to say, oh, I'm either bluffing or have a 10 here or an 8, which he has the 8 and he gets a call. So that's a kind of interesting bet at 3/4 spot with middle pair with 8/6 on the left hand side. That was kind of interesting because typically Doug would be checking back there instead of betting some sort of middle pair. Obviously, they're going to be mixing it up too, and then they also check back that turn. So overall, very interesting so far. We got another 3-bet by DNegs. We got a continuation bet turn bet by Doug on the right hand side. Daniel calls that 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Did Daniel 3-bet on the left hand side? I believe he did. So he's continuation betting on this pretty dry flop. Right hand side checks back. Doug calls on the left hand side. Another 5 comes. Fairly blank card. I expect Daniel to probably bet again, but we'll see. He can easily check back. Overbet on the right hand side with the ace 5/5 queen 4. He's saying he has an ace or 5 or ace queen. Check on the left hand side. And he has the 5. Oof. That was a rough hand. What will Daniel do in this spot where nothing has come? He goes for the overbet. First overbet by Daniel that we've seen all match. This is pretty cool. What is his range here? I mean, it looks like a full house, like eights full of fives, tens full of fives. Um, More likely eight full fives if he's gonna go for this overbet here. He could easily have a five and check back the turn, or he could just be going for a bluff, which would be very, very cool to see by Daniel. So let's throw out he's not going to be overbetting at all in the match. He did say in an interview that he was planning on doing this, and there we go. Pretty cool. It's just always funny to see live pros overbet in a cash game because you don't see it ever. It's like spotting a unicorn. So we get the 3-bet and we get the 4-bet on the right hand side. Wow, Daniel's playing very aggressive today comparatively to yesterday. Gets a fold. Doug just has to let it go, and they are about even. Sorry, I'm gonna look away for a second. We got 2 viewers. Awesome, 2 viewers. Am I the first one? Also, can I have $10,000? Sure, man. Sure, but bro, whatever you want. All right. Let's see here. We got a continuation bet on the left-hand side with a quick call. No real thought behind it. DNX then tanks a little bit on this 4. They fairly balance out their time, which I like. That's something that you absolutely must be doing. Quick check back on the left-hand side by Doug. I think we got a 3-bet on the right-hand side, which we did, yep. Doug goes for the check. Danny goes for the bet. Daniel is very a fan of these small bets. And I don't know, I mean, like, I do like them, but I don't work them in my game that much. And takes it down with that. I do like it on certain boards, actually. Um, and especially against certain opponents. But yeah, those pretty cool. We got 0 viewers again. Nobody wants to watch. Let me see if I can actually hear my own stream. Let's see. Hello? Test 1, 2. Hello? Let me see if I can actually hear. Yeah, here we go. Cool. All right, on the right-hand side, continuation bet call. Third club comes in with the king. Four bet on the left-hand side by Doug. Another small bet by Daniel on the right-hand side after that board-changing king comes on. Okay. He's basically saying he has something really good here, or nothing. Doug raises him here. And this is a tricky spot because if he does call, he is weighed heavily to having a really good hand, or else he should have just checked back if he wanted to do pot control. 4-bet fold left-hand table. I expect Doug to be firing here again, and he doesn't because the 4th club comes. But yeah, that made a lot of sense from Daniel's side of things. And Doug's side of things, I don't think he should be raising there. Not that I don't think that he should be raising there. I just think that Daniel line makes a lot of sense that he has something pretty strong on. So it depends on what Doug had on the right-hand side. So we get a raise and a call on both sides. Check back on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side goes for the small bet on a little bit more coordinated of a board. Oh, Daniel goes for the overbet again. Okay. I do I do think I hope he isn't going to be overbetting in incorrect spots. I also incorporate in overbetting, but usually when it's a more coordinated board. I don't really like overbets in a dry flop, but that was semi-coordinated. We got another 3-bet by Dean Eggs, and he's going around the same size as Daniel is, even though he's raising less. So Daniel's going a little bit better, bigger on the three bet side. 3 hearts on the left-hand side. He leads on the turn. Doug takes down both those pots. I wonder what Doug's feeling right now and what's going through his mind. That Daniel has been playing a little bit differently today comparatively for the last 2 times they played. Jack 9-7 offsuit from that 3-bet by, I believe it was Doug. Wait, no, wait, yeah. So he checks back the 7-9 Jack offsuit. Queen comes, plating a lot. King 10, 8-10, Jack 10, Queen 10, Ace 10 are all going to be playable hands. He checks back. Okay. Daniel bets small. Doug calls. Quick check back on the turn. Big bet on the right-hand side, 6K, which makes sense. Doug's going to be able to call that a lot just based off of how he plays turns on these sort of boards. And then a huge raise here. Obviously, Daniel could be bluffing here, but he also has a stronger range here. So this is a very great spot to bet. No matter what Daniel had. Oh my God, that is pretty cool. For Doug to have the nuts or a straight here was very tricky, and that's what he's representing. He could also be representing a set or something along those lines, but yeah, I guess he could be representing a set. But what does Daniel have here? Probably like something along the lines of 2 pair, yeah. 9-10 for the bluff. Wow. And that is why and that is why you probably don't want to do that. Daniel's just repping something just super strong. Doug's range isn't strong. He can have straights there, don't get me wrong. But the frequency at which he's going to have a straight than just a 10 is much less. So, cool hand. Cool hand. So we got a bet on the turn here by both players. Daniel calls. Break 2. Ace 4 for ace high, ace 3 for ace high. Okay, got the spade. Ace of spades comes on the river. 4, 5, 7, king. Okay. Nothing too out of the ordinary on those hands. $600 bet by Doug on the left-hand side. Yeah, maybe I need to start incorporating in these smaller bet sizes on the flop here. It is interesting when a board is coordinated and you're betting so small, though. They seem to like to bet smaller when an ace hits the board as well. And it makes sense as to why. Check, check on the turn. What will Doug do here? Um, Goes for a bet on both sides. Gets a fold on the right hand side. T-Nex is tanking on the left hand side. And if I had a bet, he'll probably call. That's what I'm betting. Obviously, I'm going on. It's 50-50 chance. When he's tanking this long, it's a very close decision for him, and he folds. Okay. Gets 3-bet by Doug on the right-hand side. I guess it's less than 50-50 if he's taking that long. More likely to fold. We get a call from the 3-bet. Continuation bet, a little less than half pot on such a dry board. Raise and a call. Eight jack deuce. Okay, what will Doug do? Small again? Medium? 1/3 pot. Okay. So we're gonna try to play the guessing game, guys, and that's gonna help us figure out what they're doing, since we're gonna be actively thinking about what they're gonna be doing before they do it. Okay, 3-bet on the left-hand side. I expect Doug to, 1/3 pot again, which he does. Very cool. He could check this back, which I've seen him do some. Bet small, which I expect is the majority of what he's gonna do. He could also bet fairly big, like half pot. He goes for the small bet, which is his most likely frequency of what to do after a 3-bet pot. Get a call from D-Negs. The third heart comes. In terms of their ranges, I think that Doug and Daniel could easily have three hearts here or king. Doug goes for the bet again, gets a quick fold. Okay. On the river here, king comes in. We can see a lot of different plays out of Doug here. Check back for. We can see him bet a queen. I can see him bluff. It's hard to say. His range is fairly wide. Goes for value bet sizing, big value bet sizing, and gets a quick call, has aces. And yeah, we'll have to review some of these hands afterwards to go over how he played aces. That was pretty cool. Gets 5-bet on the left-hand side, and the two times I think so far that Daniel's done this, Doug has folded fairly quick. He just calls. Okay. Daniel's definitely going to go for a small sizing, which he does. This puts the caller in a really tough spot. Doug goes for the call on the turn. Doug continuation bets 7-10 deuce. What will Daniel do here? He can either check or shove. Or bet small again. Okay. Not my favorite, but it's alright. So it goes for the raise on the flop here. The 9 comes in, doesn't change all that much. Ace queen versus ace king. Wow. That was an interesting way to play ace king. bet on the turn for 5K. I don't know if I like it. It's hard to say. It's not that big of a deal though. Check on the turn. I expect somebody to stab at this because it's pretty close. It's unfortunate we can't see their cards. Will somebody stab at this? Goes for the overbet again. Okay. So he's really working that in. Okay. Doug folds. Daniel 1/4 pots. Or 1/5 pots, actually. Almost. Bet and a call on the right-hand side. Obviously, this favors the pre-flop raiser. So a small bet makes the most sense here. And he just takes it down, which is fairly standard. Hey. Thanks, babe. Thanks. Huh? Yeah, I'm just talking. I'm not really talking for anybody, just for my own personal kind of thing. Get a call on the right-hand side. Flush comes in. That completes a lot. I expect Daniel to check back here a lot, which he does. Fourth heart comes out, and that's where it gets a little bit more interesting because I think that's going to basically say that Daniel doesn't have the ace of hearts. Could have an ace of hearts, but yeah, goes check, and that was kind of interesting of a hand. We'll have to look at that as well. Looks like Doug will just take his showdown value with king high. Check. On the right hand side, I expect Doug to bet small again on the left hand side, or actually even medium, half pot. He'll probably bet small though. Let's see. Yep, that's what he does. Right hand side, 3 hearts come in. Daniel bets, Doug calls. With the queen coming out there, I mean, Daniel should be betting again most of the time here. And he doesn't. That was a weird bet with just a lone 3. I don't like that hand by him. I mean, you just go for a check back with an ace high, or pair of threes is the same thing. Left hand side goes for the small bet once the queen comes in. I don't think it's the worst thing to do. He's basically representing that he has an ace. He could be trying to induce if he does have a king. So yeah, like king queen, that's a good bet because the other person has a king. He's definitely raising, and then he's gonna get 3-bet, and that's not gonna be fun for Doug. Goes for the small bet again on a fairly coordinated board. Again, I don't know how I feel about that on a coordinated board. It's not that it's bad, it's just that you're just basing your strategy around that, and that's, I think there's a little bit better ways of constructing. Like, just make it a little bit bigger when it's more coordinated, is my I think what Daniel said is that he only has a 25% or a 75% bet sizing, which I would like to see, like what Doug's doing a little bit better, make it a little bit more when it's more coordinated, and so on. Then he goes a little bit bigger here when the 3 comes in. It's just such a weird bet sizing lines. Doug makes a call. Queen 9 will take it down. Wow. Yeah, that's a weird spot from Daniel. We get a 3-bet and a 4-bet by Doug. Looks like Daniel just calls, which we haven't seen too much, which is kind of cool. I think that Daniel does have a lot of kings, so does Doug. Pocket pairs. I think we're going to have to see a... Wow, I was going to guess we were going to see a call there from Daniel, but he sometimes does it with like lower suited connectors too, to just call there. Any higher suited connectors like a 10 jack or jack queen are gonna have to call there, obviously. Nothing interesting so far. Third 4 gets there on the river. We can see an overbet here by Doug for sure, or Daniel. What just goes check check, take down the showdown value. Okay, makes sense. And the reason why we can see those overbets is whenever it's polarizing, obviously, your range, you're basically saying that this should be your pot more often than not, based off of the action and ranges. Third club comes on the board. Been happening a lot. On the turn here. Takes it down. Let's see here. Let's listen in for a second while I eat.
That players have now. All the times in the past, you just see everyone with that one size flop bet, and now you see them using a whole range of sizes, from Daniel going with a minimum bet of $400 on a single raise pot to Doug overbetting.
4-bet alert, left table. 4-bet alert. Daniel Negreanu. 4 bets the button to 10K. These sizes are very consistent. And Doug looks like he's interested. Could this be our first 5-bet of the session? No, just a call. Okay, in a 4-bet pot here, what board does this favor, Ricky?
In
In
position.
position.
Still the 4-better here.
Yeah.
It really depends on Daniel's overall strategy. If he has a very tight 4-betting range, then he's still going to have the advantage on these kinds of boards. But if he's super wide and Doug chooses to call with only strong hands, then it could favor Doug.
Oh, bets the flop. Turn feels like kind of a brick in a 4-bet pot. Backdoor clubs do come in, and this is a big one. 28K in the middle.
Big action so far to start our day.
Are we going to see Daniel Negreanu with the aces perhaps for the first time in our coverage? Feels like a big hand, man. It feels like an overpair, doesn't it?
Another small bet here on the turn.
What is Doug Polk if he has like some sort of like Jack 10 suited? He's kind of in a tough spot.
Doug's going nowhere with the jack in this spot.
Let's see. There it is. There's the all in. No snap. Uh-oh, that's bad. That means he's probably not as nutted as we originally thought.
I don't know. We have seen Daniel take a little bit of time with some strong hands before.
Okay, big loss for Daniel Negreanu there. 4 bets, bets the flop, bets the turn. Doug Polk shoves, gets one through there. It'll remain a mystery. You know, no one has hole cards here in this match. It'll remain forever a mystery what they had. Okay, pretty even for the match so far. About 30 minutes in. And again, when we're looking at the scale of how many hands there are to be played here, you know, if there was a progress bar of how far this match has to go, we're like 3% of the way through or something. You know, we are just off the starting line here. But I got to tell you what, I'm very impressed with some of the different sizes Daniel Negreanu is using. It feels more competitive, you know? I feel like on Friday when they first stepped online, Doug Polk smacked him around a bit. And a little bit of that was, you know, the card distribution, but I think we got a dogfight in for us here. $3K pot on the left. Doug checks back in position. King 4, no good. 5, the showdown. What do you think, Ricky? You know, you've been chilling during the pandemic a little bit. You know, maybe if Doug Polk goes on to win this, do you wipe off your shoes? Do you step in the ring to challenge him?
I've been in the WSOP streets over the last couple of months. I was in New Jersey for the World Series that was happening. I know the World Series of Poker moved online this year to WSOP.com and also on GG. So I had a little fun battling in the streets.
Yeah. Tell you what, man, it's happening. I gotta say, the graphics. Let's get an update, WSOP.com. Let's get someone in there. Let's get some new graphics. Let's get.
Okay, I can't stand those guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Stick to the hands, guys. Yeah, and when I tuned in, he's like, "Oh, this is the first 5-bet call." Like, what? Just watch another 5-bet call. Did I miss something? So we got a big putt on the left-hand side. Sorry, I missed the action here. King's definitely going to favor the original better. 3 clubs comes on the river here. It would be very interesting to see anybody with a flush on the river, but I just feel like that should be so low. Jack Queen takes it. Oh, pair of eights takes it down. Wow. Jack eight. I don't like three betting Jack eight. I think that's what happened. Or calling a three bet with Jack eight off. I think that's what might have happened pre-flop. But again, we'll go over all these hands afterwards in a little bit more slow down fashion. Right now, we're just more commentating on what's going on. It's hard to provide analysis without knowing, what they already have, etc. So Ted goes for the larger size on a connected lower flop. Okay. On right hand side. Gets checked to Doug on the turn. That 9 completes a jack getting there. And we could see an overbet. We could see a standard value bet. And D-Nags went for the check with the nuts to induce. I don't like it. I think he should just be betting like $2,000 there. But he wants to balance out his rage, quote unquote. Again, I just don't like it. That's not how I would have played my hand, but it's not too big of a deal. When we see Jug over bluffing, which he did the first match, I mean, he hasn't been doing that as much without it in that last session and this session so far. So, I mean, just bet the jack, dude. Goes for the small bet on the right-hand side. 2 comes. Danny goes for 3 bet. Doug folds quickly. I expect another continuation bet out of Daniel if he was going to bet that flop there. Goes for another small sizing, which makes sense, but I still don't like. He could be, if he had like a set of queens here, I don't mind it. But with a lot of hands, I don't really like it. I think we should see a big bet out of Daniel here. I mean, he's basically representing something. Nope. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. Nobody knows what he's doing. Does he know what he's doing? Queen Jack, why are you gonna bet twice small there? Just doesn't make sense. Just go for a bigger size, man. I think he's playing a little scared. He's so scared that he's going to get raised up, or not raised, but raised big when he has a middling hand that he kind of wants to pot control. And could get away from him very quickly, but that's what's going to happen. He's just going to get outdrawn a lot of times by making it super cheap. That was a weird hand. I don't like it. On the left-hand side, overbet when the 6 rolls in. Interesting. Yeah, and that's why Doug just checked the king back, because Daniel's line doesn't make too much sense, as he shouldn't be doing that with queen jack. It's not even like he shouldn't be doing that. It's just a bad play. It just if you think about how queen jack interacts with that board, any king, any ace comes, there's a set out there, there's flush draws out there, like it's just a bad. It looks like he's trying to induce a lot while also pot controlling. Trying to induce with a hand that he can call down, but I don't know. I see it in my head. I just can't really explain what he's trying to do because it's not most likely going to work. But we'll see. We'll see if we could get him, if he can do it. We're gonna overbet on the turn here. Very similar board when that second card to a flush comes out with a semi-connected. Um, I do like overbets there on that turn with those sort of runouts, but I don't do it too often. I have to have some specific hands. Okay. 2, 5, 6, 7. Check, 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 check on the left-hand side. Ah, sad Doug didn't go for the 1, 3, 3, 7. That's unlike him. Well, 3, 3, 8. He actually did 1, 3, 3, 8 before. Looks like he's not messing around as he's just hitting the 2/3 pot button. Yeah. So sad. Just one off. A7. Yep, makes sense. Left hand side going for some more value here. You can have anything like, you can even have a 4 there on the river. It's a value bet. Gets quickly 3 bet on the left hand side. A7 jack. Take tank calls. Daniel. See, this is where I like a little bit better. Then he bet small, but with this connected board, again, I still think you need to be betting bigger. Depends on what you think Doug's range is here, but if he just had an 8, he just hit it for free. For D-negs, he too could have had an 8 there. I don't think he should be checking back, but he could be checking back. If he had an 8. D-neg over bets the river here. That looks like an ace to me. Goes for a large bet on the left-hand side. If he had an 8 here, I would like it an overbet, actually. So I don't know what he's representing there. Ace-jack, okay. That is what he... Yeah, that's a good sizing then. I really like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Check on the turn. Well played by Daniel on the left-hand side. So he flopped 2 pair, bet small. Turn came an 8, checked it, bet big for value since the jack is counterfeit, but he has ace jack, so therefore he wins. So basically, if Doug has any ace there, he kind of has to call. Just well played. I think that Daniel played that really well. That's how I would have played it. Daniel bets on the river here for 3,500 into 45. Has the king. Okay. Makes sense. should bet small. 5 comes in, ace 4 gets there. Any 4 hearts. Bet small on the right hand side. I actually like this better. Then D-Negs can bet whatever he wants on the right hand side. On the left hand side, ace 3 versus 3-8. Okay, check down. Yep. Ace 4 on the left hand side to 7-5. Kind of cool by Doug to just check down there. Wait, did he just check the river? Missed that. Quick 3 bet. Only goes to 37. That was a weird 3 bet sizing as they are deeper now, but he's gone smaller. I don't know if that's a misclick or what, but he should be going larger. Goes for the half pot bet. Playing fairly fast as well, which is interesting. So, I wonder why he went smaller there. 15K. He's done this before, and the last time he had it was with the aces. Okay, so that was the exact same line he took with the aces that one time when eights came on the board. Hmm. Oh, sorry, I missed that other hand. So we go 930 now. So he started out with 910. Goes to 930 as the stakes get a little larger, but went smaller on the 3 bet. Okay. Ace 3 4, or sorry, 4 3 deuce. 7,800 on the king 4 8. 1,500 on the. See, I just don't like having two sizes that are so different. Like I don't know. Use 3 3 and 75. I don't know. Just not a fan. We'll see how it works out. Goes for the overbet here on the left-hand side. Kind of cool, but also why? Gets a quick call. Wow. What the hell? I mean, I feel like somebody has to have a flush draw here. That's more likely what? Daniel? Or sorry, Doug? What will Daniel do here? I'm intrigued by whether he checks bets or full or checks or bets. Just checks. Ace 4, trip 4s. Good check back. Wow. If he just checks the river there, he either had a busted flush draw or a king. So that turn bet was pretty cool if he had a king and got a call from a 4 and then checked it when that 4 came. I think that's the more likely thing than just having 2 clubs, but both are possible. Get a check raise on the flop here, which I do like. Third spade comes on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, called. I'm not sure the exact action. Sticking on the left-hand side since the pot's a little bit bigger. Daniel goes for a small bet once that third spade comes on. Good bet. I do like that. This basically, again, is a polarizing spot. I might try to incorporate that into my game too. Some of these smaller bets, especially on the turn when the board changes a lot. Kind of cool. I wonder what Daniel's range is there, though. And then to like go for a small value bet here, I'm not too big of a fan of. I guess it can kind of make sense, but I don't like it. Think you should go bigger or check check it back and call it. But this is just leaving yourself a little bit vulnerable, or basically really vulnerable, because what you're saying here is that you don't have a great hand. You're not really trying to induce. I mean, it's just you're putting yourself in such a bad spot that you're just gonna have to fold here a lot of the time when you get raised, because Doug's range is just so much stronger than yours as well. When he does this, that yeah. Okay, so I will be right back. I'll leave the commentary on for GG Poker, and
Does give
yes,
it
he
up.
does fold.
Big, big shove from Doug Polk there. What is that a bluff from Polk? What's your gut tell you, Ricky?
I would say if he was bluffing, that's a pretty good spot to bluff. Exploitatively, you don't want to read into the sizing too much, but I felt a little bit of weakness from Daniel there. Check raising the flop, small on the turn, small again on the river. Not a bad spot for Doug to try and exploit if he did have a hand to bluff with.
Just could have taken the bear ace of spades and gotten naughty for sure. You know, maybe he just had the nuts. Again, we're just making our best estimates here. Nobody has whole card coverage at all to this footage. Small size from Daniel on the right. And again, Polk finds a raise against a small size from Daniel.
You know, we see Daniel leading the turn here once again after the bottom card pairs. We've seen him do this earlier, Doug with the raise, and this time Daniel doesn't have a hand to continue with. I'm happy to see Doug go with those raises on the turn, though. A lot of times you're unfamiliar with a turn lead, not really too sure how to play against it, just because it doesn't happen too often. But Doug playing pretty aggressively versus those turn leads and raising a bunch of times.
It's been a good little 20 minutes here for Doug Polk. We'll get the updated results soon, but you can see his stacks start to grow at the top of the table. But remember, Doug was the one reloading early at the start of the session when Daniel got off to a good start.
Another overbet by Daniel here on the queen turn. This is fun. I'm happy to see Daniel do this. Yeah. He's the one who kind of created small ball poker along the way, using small sizes throughout his entire career. Now he's mixing it in there, using some of these larger sizes in his game. Makes him that much tougher to play against.
That's right. I mean, I remember those 2005 YouTube videos from Daniel Negreanu talking about small ball. Overbet from Doug on the left. Okay, I feel like momentum. You can feel the wind shift a little bit. Momentum is back in Doug Polk's corner here. Okay, interesting. Single raise pot on the right side. Doug Polk c-bet. Daniel check raised the flop. Let's see if he finds a turn barrel here. I feel like he's going to. Big turn barrel coming. There it is, 4K. Snap fold gets it through.
Shout out to the almost 10,000 viewers we have on YouTube right now. We see you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in chat. The action on the table is going very fast, but we'll be sure to note of you guys as well.
Oh, 10,000 folks on YouTube? My goodness.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. What's up, everybody? Again, if you want to sub to the channel here, GG YouTube channel, subscribe. Every time these two play, there will be coverage on this channel. So this can be your spot to watch this epic heads-up match.
This is my first time broadcasting on YouTube. Most of my work was done over on Twitch, and everyone had a screen name. Here, I'm seeing people with their real names in chat, and it's like, oh.
All right, we're getting updated results. Daniel, a good start early in this round. It has slipped away. It has flipped. He is down on the session. Small loss so far. He's down 27K, which means total in the match, he's down 128. Those results on the screen are updated and correct. Two big pots here. 10K on the right side of the table, 8 on the left.
Another small bet here by Daniel on the turn.
Doug Polk check calls the small size. Just a complete brick on the river. There we go. Over bet. Snap fold. Big pot for Negreanu. So far, it seems like Daniel's small betting the flop a lot, small betting the turn, and then he just loads up the cannon and fires this massive overbet on the river.
No, that's good to see, though. If
For sure.
if you use a lot of those small bets, you need to be able to back it up on future streets with some larger bets to get value for your big hands and really put the pressure on your opponent if you're bluffing. You see mistakes that a lot of players make where they only use that small bet on the multiple streets and they don't back it up with the big one. So I'm happy to see Daniel use these larger sizings as he does again here on the left.
Speaking of the big one, 12K on the 8 of clubs. I love it. Doug Polk's deep in the time bank here. And I'll tell you what, a couple of times he's ventured deep in the time bank here. He has found a river shove. Not this time. Daniel takes that one down and sits out. We're 1 hour in. Could just be stretching his legs, getting a little bit of water. 1 hour into the match. It's very close. And I'll tell you what, Daniel fans have to be pretty excited about the adjustment they've seen. You know, Friday, a lot of people in the poker community were saying, it's over, baby. This thing's all over. I don't think so, man. Seeing what we're seeing here right now, Daniel with a quick little sit out. We're just going to take a quick break, you guys. He's just grabbing some water. Probably going to be back in 1 minute or so. Thank you for joining us. What a start to this session. Ricky, 1 hour in. Sum it up for us. How's it going so far?
I feel like Daniel's made a lot of great adjustments so far. I've seen him use a lot of bigger bets. Yeah, sometimes he's still using the small bets a little out of place, but I'm glad that he's making this progression. You know, not only is this great for him in this heads-up challenge alone, but as a poker player and as a fan of Daniel's, it's great to see him do this to improve his game.
Wow. Okay. So, sorry, I had to miss a portion of this. It looks like there's no viewers anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. What we've seen so far from Daniel has been, yes, the adjustments of overbetting. He's been doing it pretty interesting spots. I wonder if he did have those hands, and how many bluffs he got away with, though, and what his ranges is going to be on those sort of overbets. They were talking about how they do like seeing that adjustment and things like that. Is he going to be able to play that correctly? That is going to be the case. as we watch more and more hands. Again, on that one midish value raise on the river there, he got shoved on. I think that was just a slight mistake by him, but hard to say without knowing the cards. Bet a call on the right hand side, got a 12k pot on the right, 8k pot on the left. Looks like that was a 3-bet pot on the left. With that ace coming, doesn't change too much, but it does make it less likely that somebody has an ace. Check, check on the left. I wonder if Doug will bet here. And he bets pot. Okay. I think that's a really good bet. Yep. Takes it down. Okay. Okay, so Doug has been 3-betting smaller even as they gotten deeper. I wonder what the reasoning is behind that. Usually you go the other way. Usually you make it more. But looks like he likes that smaller 3-bet size. Oh, sorry. Let me maximize that for you guys. Goes for the value bet on the left-hand side. The right-hand side, we can see Duck has gone all the way up to 950 as they got into 150 big blinds. I wonder if Daniel's going to change his 1K pre-flop bet at any point in time. I mean, I think it is definitely a possibility. He goes down to like 950. Also, I I hope he changes this $400 bet. We'll see though. Small bet on the turn here with a blank. Nothing wrong with that. Get a fairly quick call by Doug. Ace comes, quick check. D-negs, what will he do here? I expect a check or a big bet. Checks back, and Doug hit his ace, and he was definitely going for that trap. I wonder what he did pre-flop with that ace queen. Kind of missed that. It's hard to keep track of until you see the cards afterwards. And you're like, wait, how did that hand go down? Just a small continuation bet and call on the right hand side. Check, check. And fairly big bet on the left hand side. The 8 comes in. Doug's going for some value on the right hand side. Kind of saying he has a king there, I guess, or nothing. Could have an ace, I guess. Check, check on the turn. I think D-Negs kind of needs to bet here, right? With most of his hands, even if he has a miss something. Okay, even with a 6, I mean, I think he could just bet it. Yeah, I think he should have bet that one. Obviously, obviously, I mean, checking's not that the worst thing. Once you get to a very thin line, then it's more complicated than that. But if there's a spot where you can also have like an 8 or something better, it's going to lessen the likelihood of getting check raised. And Doug's going to call you pretty light. Two small bets. Doug has a lot of different sizings on the flop there. I like that better. I don't like the 25 or 75%. It's just there's other sizings that need to be utilized. 4 comes in, so 7 makes a full house. Any pocket pair is a full house. Goes for a pot size bet. Doug likes to go for pot size bets on these three of kind boards. Right hand side, what completes a straight? 7, 10, 10, 10 queen. A lot of 2 pairs in there. Goes for the over bet. Quick fold. Looks like we got a 3 bet and a fairly big continuation bet. Goes for a smallish re-raise in the flop here. I don't know how I feel about a small re-raise. Kind of like at least a pot size. Well, I guess it's fine actually. It's a little bit drier. Not that bad. A lot of hearts out there. Doug being the more aggressive person, it's always going to be a little bit more likely that he starts stabbing. I would even kind of like a small bet on some of these for a higher frequency stab from Daniel. Just stab, Daniel. Just stab on the left-hand side. Bet your stupid 400. I mean, just do something. Goes for the quick check on the turn on the river here. Goes to the 9-8. Raise. Calls with the 6 of heart flush. I guess that was a good check back actually because of what he had. I do like a lot of stabs though, with different hands if he didn't have that 6 of hearts in his hand. Young man Sweden. Two small bets by Doug. Dry flop slash flop set. Favored the pre-flop razor, ace high boards, etc., paired boards, etc. Check, check when that 3 comes. The 4 on the river, so any jack makes us full house. He goes for the quick 2100 bet. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just bet smaller. Just bet smaller, dude. Such a polarizing spot. Right hand side 1500 call, quick call. Everything looks good. We expect obviously D-Nex to have more aces in his hand, Microstakes to have more queens and tens in his hand. That ace makes it less likely anybody had an ace. And that's what Daniel was saying he didn't have anyway on the check turn. This is basically a little bit of value, and with Queen 9 and everything made sense there. Yeah. Like that hand for both players. $4,100 on the left-hand side. 3768. Why is he going smaller of a 3-bet? We really need to, I need to ask somebody about that, why he's going smaller as the stakes get larger. Because if you take his heads up course, he advocates for the opposite, to go larger. Looks like he must have figured out something. Or, yeah, basically figured out something. Probably has something to do with the 4-bet size. Three bet's pretty big. Continuation check raise here on a 3-bet pot. So what happened here was Doug. Wow, this is getting very confusing. Doug 3-bet check raised flop. That was a very interesting line in and of itself. 9-10 has been there. Any set, any flush draw, he could be making the move with. Ace 10 of clubs is pretty cool to make this move with, I would say. Or ace 10 king of clubs. Any 10 of clubs hand can be his bluffs, and then a lot of sets, a lot of 2 pairs. I don't think he does this with like aces. Ace is not a good hand to do it with. Seven, 8, 6, 9. Got caught bluffing. Young man speeding. Okay. That 9-10 was actually incorrect. He should have been at 920 or 930, or yeah, with his stack size. It's kind of funny that we could recognize he's autopiloting on that pre-flop raise right there. 1655. Small bet with that ace high dry flop. D-negs with the 400. I do like the 400 on these super dry ace high boards though. This with the 8, I mean, he got to go at least like 2K, 1800, something like that. I anything under 1800 here is just a bad bet. Uh, and he goes for the bet. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. Obviously, it depends on what he has, but I definitely don't want to see something under 1800. All right, Daniel on the left-hand side, a 10 completes the straight. I think he needs to check back a lot of his hands, including tens. Then Doug's checking back with a lot of value and then bluffing a lot if he doesn't have it, and then obviously making this play with the 10. This puts Daniel in a really tough spot. And that's why you need to be checking back tens as well. Nine completes the straight on the right-hand side. I expect Daniel to bet here. We'll see though. If he has something, he should be betting. Which he does. It's gonna be pretty damn hard for Doug to check raise here. If he does, I mean, he's just saying he has a 9. 10 comes, I think Daniel can check back a lot here. And he check backs trips. And I do not, oh, well, the heart comes in. And that's why he decides to check back there. But if that wasn't a heart, plus he checked back so quick, man. Just, he doesn't think about thin value on the river. I mean, we talked about this in my post. That he's not thinking about thin value on the river, and it's going to be of what's to come in this match. And everybody got mad, or some people got mad. But dude, I mean, river decisions are the most important fucking decisions because as the pots get bigger, you need to be taking your time. I don't like that instant check back. Just think about it a little bit. Like he literally just said with that quick check back, he is never raising for value there ever. That is, I don't know, man. Hot size bet when the queen comes. That's an interesting line to take when that Broadway card hits the turn there and it favors the pre-flop aggressor. It makes a lot of sense though because it could have like King Jack and be doing that, and what can the small blind be doing? $5K pot on the right hand side. I expect Doug to be doing this with the Jack. So I didn't see the action, but depending on how he got here, I can see him doing this with the Jack. What I'm trying to figure out is is he ever bluffing there with that stack sizing or that bet sizing? I mean, we saw he had 2 pairs, so I would say probably not bluffing too often with that bet sizing there. If I had to guess, I think his bet sizing when he's bluffing looks a little bit different, personally. Maybe he's perfectly balanced in his computer, but I do think his bet sizing looks different when he's bluffing there. 2K when that queen comes, alright. Oof. This 25 to 75% is just, I'm so not a fan of it. I really do not like it. I think 75 is too big and I think 25 is too low. It's going to up to 950 once we get to a little over 150 big blinds. Okay. 910 on the left hand side as per normal. Six, four, five. See, I don't like a 75% bet here on this. It's just too much. It's too much. Doug makes the call. You could easily have an 8 here. Daniel goes for the check. I 100 percent chance expect not 100, but I do expect Doug to be betting a lot here. Yep. And Daniels is going to be very hard for him to continue. Why bet 75% on the flop there? It's just so fucking stupid. Gross. 5,500 on the left-hand side. Takes it down. Yeah, much more of a fan of Doug's bet sizings. 1,500 on the left-hand side here is decent, depending on what you have. I expect DNX to check or obviously check or bet, but he can easily have a flush here or a queen here, which he will want to check back. I think if you had a flush there, he definitely wants to bet. The majority of the time. Quick call, queen 8. Okay. I hope he had a queen there. He's gonna call that fast. Queen with bad kicker. What the hell is that on the right hand side? A click back? Okay, that's I think misclick? Induce misclick? Calls it? Okay. Doug can have an 8 or a queen most likely on the right hand side. D-Negs can just be bluffing. think when he d-negs checks back the turn there, he's basically saying he doesn't have a queen. Therefore, Doug can go for a little bit of value with his 8 or overbet with his queen or with a bluff. I mean, it just really looks like Doug has a queen here, and Daniel can't have much, and he can't really have a queen there based off of his line. What I would like Doug to do as well is to actually feign misclick, some misclicks in there, because he did misclick on in the first session, so he needs, for balance, and this is not even a joke, he does need to fake misclick sizing every once in a while in this session. It really needs to be a part of his game. I mean, it's just common sense, right? Or else when you do misclick, it's going to be too obvious. $44, $42. So it looks like d-negs goes a tiny bit bigger as they get deeper, but almost nothing. Very close. Get a call on the left-hand side. Check, check. Oh, actually, it's not because of the stack sizing. It's just because of of Doug's original raise sizing. So he's not actually even changing it. That's interesting to pay attention to. 1600 continuation bet ace jack 10 jack. Wow. Yeah, we need to go over some of these hands, man. So he goes regular sizing when it's 100 big blinds again. D-negs 12k here on the right hand side. Daniel's getting his ass whooped in this session, more so than last session, even though he was down more based off of coolers and getting it all in pre-flop. He's just getting chipped away fairly heavily, which is exactly how I thought he would lose the match. Small river bet here. That basically makes no sense unless he's inducing, which he might be. Queen 9. Nope, just going for a small bluff. Gets called with threes. What the fuck? That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. Ooh. This is the moment I worry for Daniel. I didn't worry about him before, but now I'm starting to worry for him. I'm not even rooting for him per se, but I was hoping his strategy would be a little bit more effective against Doug, but we're seeing that is not the case right now, obviously. the amount of hands have been played is still low, but I don't like how he's been playing personally. Hmm. What will Doug do here on the river? Check. Okay. King 9. Trying to let him speed. What will D-Nex do here on the river? Okay, so he is sticking at 910, so I was wrong. He is sticking at 910 even though he's at 4,800 pre-flop. Sorry, 48,000 pre-flop. I've seen him go to like 930 though, which I don't know what his threshold is to start betting 930. So continuation bet here. The king gets quickly called by that 10. Daniel's getting crushed though. It is a much bigger beating than losing way more in session 2. Overbet here on a try-ish king high board. The 5 actually does complete a lot since he could be doing that with 6-9, but more likely 9-10. I think Doug might go for a big bluff here and get called by a king. I think that's what's about to happen here. Obviously, I have no idea, but that is one possible outcome. He goes all in. He's so doing this with 6-9 or 9-10, and it's more likely 9-10. But by going all in here, puts Daniel in such a shitty spot because he could have 6-9. Oh my god, this is not a fun spot for Daniel. I mean, Doug can also have other things too, right? Sets, um, sets. Um, what I want to see here is that Daniel calls this and he has 9-10. That's what I want to see here. Daniel calls with the king. Doug has 9-10. And this is why I hate playing against good players. Because you could be so right or you could be so wrong. Um, I feel like Doug might need a 6 here, or would want a 6 here to do this. So I feel like he's more likely to have 6-9. Could he have a set of 7s or 8s and do this? Yeah. Man. King 5. Oh my god. He did it with King 7. That's rough. I was way off on my analysis on that one. That was not good by me. That was not a good analysis. If he just has 2 pair there. I didn't expect him to have King 7 off. Wow. Man, that was my bad. Wow, I'm kind of stunned. That was that is why I don't like playing good players because they can do shit like that. What a good play by Doug. That is something that I don't have in my repertoire. What a bad run out for Daniel on the river there. Overbet and then shove. Wow. Daniel is getting fucking rolled. I think it's at this point Daniel's figured out that he fucked up. Okay, so back to the match. I 100% think that Daniel will be stopping in about 22 minutes here once the 2 hours is up, as this session is not going well for him. See, the difference between Daniel, me, and Doug is that would Daniel or I ever make that move on the river there with King 7? The answer's no. The answer's fucking no. I don't have that in my repertoire. Doug does. That is oof, violent. That is strong. That is not fun to play against. I can tell you. D-Negs is can't be happy after that. Wow, I'm just thinking about that hand. It's fucking crazy. I don't have that in my game. I don't. That doesn't exist. 404, not found. Alright, back to the hands, guys. 2800 on the left-hand side. 7 gets there, so a 9 completes a straight. I want to see a big-ass overbet from Doug again and just start toying with him a little bit. He goes for the value bet, which makes obviously way more sense here than any sort of overbet. But if well, he has a straight, if we can start seeing spots where Doug can start overbetting, we're gonna see this match get get fucking crazy. Damn, I wonder by the end of this match what Doug's gonna be beating him per 100 big blinds. I'm just trying to think of how I can start incorporating that shove on the river there into my game. That turn over bet shove river. Ace 8 off. That was crazy. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think what you got to ask yourself in that river there, if you're Daniel, is that can he be doing that with two pair? I didn't think he could be doing that with two pair, but if he can, oof. Can he be doing that with a set? When he could be doing that with a set for sure, I think the fold is pretty easy there on the turn, or sorry, on the river, because he just doesn't have that many bluffs. I mean, 9-10's a bluff. What else is a bluff? 6x is a bluff. Um, he actually has a very low amount of bluffs compared to his amount of value hands because he is definitely doing that with the set. So therefore, I think fold's the correct play there when you have two pair there. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the right move. You're really just hoping he has 9-10 or something like that, though. All right, 8,200, 4, 5, 10. Got a 3-bet by Doug. Expect him to continuation bet a lower flop, but he doesn't. D-Degs may bet small here and get re-raised. He might check back too. King favors Doug's. I think he should definitely bet here. Let's see if I'm wrong, but I highly expect a bet here with that king on the turn. The majority of the time. Checks it back again. That's very interesting. I wonder what he has. What hands could he be checking back twice here? I don't think any ace broadways. I don't think he has ace queen here and checks back. 9 jack, or sorry, 9 queen. Does he check back there ever? I don't think so. I mean, like, kind of looks like pocket, I don't know, sixes. Even then, pocket sixes doesn't make sense. Ace 7? It's hard to say. I think D-Negs can go for a bet here, and it's going to be hard for Doug to call. Looks like about 14 more minutes of the match because I highly suspect Daniel to end the match ASAP. Check, check. We can obviously see Doug do a lot of things here. I think that Daniel also needs to stop playing any hands quickly, especially on the river. I do like that raise there. That's pretty cool. $4,100 this time for a 3-bet. Okay. People can still have a 10 here after going check, check. I don't really like a small bet here. I mean, what can Doug fold here? Nothing? Question mark? That ace really favors Doug as well. He's gonna check call.
king 5 offsuit, king 3 suited. Wow.
I didn't expect data to be that light. You would think he would at least be suited. That was a weird hand by Daniel, too. I was going to take my king high showdown value after betting nothing on the turn for some reason. Queen 7-9. Hello. Yep. Will Doug bets the river here? He does. Okay. Get a 3-bet by Doug here. About 10 more minutes, probably. Let's see if I am correct that Daniel will be sitting out first. $41.40. Very small bet with the ace high dry flop after 3-betting, which is reasonable. I mean, he could just go a little bit bigger too. One, three, three, eight. Goes very small again on the left-hand side. Again, not a fan of it. Especially if you're gonna check on the river with like a king high. It's just I'm having less and less faith in Daniel, as time goes on. Gets re-raised here in a really tough spot. I hope for Daniel's sake he's calling here after betting twice small. But I don't think he can often. That's why Dick's doing this. And he does call. Okay. See what happens on the river. Gets raised here on the river. It's a good move by Daniel. Jack King versus King 4. See, this is why. Oh my God, did he just call him down with King High? Or wait. Oh yeah. Okay, I see what happens. He check raised with King Jack and then called down, and then they check down.
Daniel really needs to stop betting so low. King 6. Top pair. Dude, he's getting rolled. T minus 7 minutes until the session's over. Daniel is crawling to the finish line. Oh, dude, just bet the turn bigger with that King 4 versus King Jack hand. Hmm. 2K on the right side. Ace 4, 8, 3. So we get a 4 bet on the left hand side. River bet gets folded to. Just shoves. He could be doing this with literally any 2 spades almost. Ace 9 of spades, something like that. Daniel is drowning. These are like one of the worst sessions on both tables. He can't get over 40,000. I mean, that is rough. He's just hammering away. I think these smaller big sizes too are super transparent. They're becoming more and more transparent from Daniel's side of things. Nothing to commentate really. Queen 5 deuce. 3 bet. Fold. for the re-raise here. Dude, I think, oh my god, I would love to play somebody who fucking bet 400 to 1800 pot consistently. They're easy people to play against. Overbet 3,000 into a 2K pot on that 6 blank turn. 9-5 versus 3 jack. Oh my god, he is getting fucking rolled. This is actually painful to watch this session. I assume all sessions aren't going to be like this, but this session is rough so far to watch. Looks like on the right hand side, Doug was bluffing and then just insta folds. That was a pretty interesting spot to overbet. Nothing too interesting so far. Just a lot of small bets. A lot of checking. A lot of small bets. Playing comes on the river on the left-hand side. Will either of them bet here? Unless they're bluffing, I think its chances are somewhat low. I mean, I guess D-Negs can have a pair there and just be acting like he's bluffing. Large bet. Wow, large bet on such a coordinated board. Any queen, any diamond makes a lot of sense here to do this with. Okay, gets just, oh my god, he just got rolled and he's sitting out. Right on the dot as expected. He is not happy about that. Doug is fairly happy about that. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry that I had to go for a second, and I know that we had about 0 viewers anyway that are watching. So, wow, I feel kind of bad for Daniel, how hard he got owned. And yeah, tune back in next time.